Hello everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video on my shack or shed or whatever it is. I just thought I'd give you a quick tour. So this is my solar setup. As you can see, it's going down to this small battery that's in here, which allows me to plug Anderson pole connectors in, and then there's this little doohickey. Which then goes over to my radio, which is the G90. Now the G90 is an absolutely fantastic radio, especially for QRP, up to 20 watts. I've done tons of QSOs on it. It is really well worth the money. And then I have a DE19. It's a radio interface, and this allows me to connect the Zygo up to my Mac, and then from there I can do FT8 and all the other digital modes. The program I'm currently using is Station Master 2. I use this for all of my logging. You can have QRZ on it. It's got a lot of different features, which I'm not going to go through because it will take forever. But yeah, if you haven't got it, give it a go, see what you think. I personally like it. I've used the original Station Master, and then I upgraded to Station Master 2. It was definitely worth the upgrade. Okay, so we've got a few radios, the obligatory Baofangs. There's VGC, which has APRS built into it. So if you love APRS, that is definitely worth the money. And it's not that expensive either, so yeah. And then I've got this little tiny radio up here, which is UHF VHF radio. I have it programmed for my local repeaters. Again, a lot of fun. If you like hitting repeaters or talking to somebody local in the area, especially on 2 meters. Really good fun for that. And then we go round and round and round. And then on this monitor, this very, very old monitor, I have Ham Clock. If you haven't heard of Ham Clock, it is definitely worth looking into. There's a lot of functions and features that are built into it, and if you've got an old Raspberry Pi lying around, an old laptop or anything like that, you can get Ham Clock on it, and it's got tons of information, really good for visualizing how the band is today or how the bands are today. It gives you live updates on sunspots. If you really want to get into all the technicality of it all, it's possible. And then we move on here, little soldering iron. This is a microscope, magnifying digital thing. Really good if I'm needing to do any electronic work. Another little random radio up there. Another Baofeng. It is a Quansheng. Now the reason why I got that particular one is because it can be tuned to listen into the airband frequencies. And I have an airport not too far from me, so because of that, when they fly overhead, I can listen. And some of it's interesting. I'm not too clued up on, what the terminology means when they're talking back and forth to each other, but it's something fun. That's a bottle of pop. It's a very old CB radio I've got there. It does work as well. I modified it so I can run it off a power bank, because it took 8 batteries to power it, and it weighed an absolute ton. And the batteries, it just burns through them. I have been out with it before, and I've talked to a few people on it. I'm not a massive CB fan. There are people in this area that do use CB, but there are also people that like to mess about on it. So I tend not to go on it very much. And the only way I can really get any signal is if I go out and find a nice hilltop somewhere, Where I am here, I cannot pick anything up because I think I'm in a little bit of a dip, and it makes it somewhat difficult to get signal in and out without getting, a fair bit of height. I've got a couple of PSUs there, radio kits, old tube radio kits that I got off Amazon. Yeah, that was interesting. I definitely built it wrong, I can tell you that now. But it did switch on and didn't explode, so I'm quite happy about that. I've got a Nano VNA, which again, if you are building a lot of antennas, it's definitely worth buying one. Because it just makes, tuning the antenna in so much easier. Right, radiator to keep myself warm, a fan to keep myself cool, toolkit, pegboard with various bits and bobs on it. Again, I would always purchase one of these. You never know when you're going to need it, and it does come in handy. Also, really good for checking continuity in your coax cables. So if you think there's something wrong, you're not getting signal in or out, you can check to see whether or not there's a break in the actual wire itself, although that can be a little difficult if it's very long. But again, totally worth it. Various different connectors, various different adapters, all that sort of jazz. And then bits and bobs here for when I'm doing poter activations, or if I just want to do some field work. Really good kit for that sort of stuff. And then there's more down here. Storage is used for storage, believe it or not. Now, it's basically got the junk drawers. So as you can see, full of wires. This one's got an old laptop in it. And this one is full of more wires and Velcro. Because you can never, ever underestimate the importance of Velcro. But yeah, that's it. Oh, and there's an old Klansman military radio here. I really do like the old military radios. That thing weighs an absolute ton. But it's nice to have in my collection. But yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to do a quick circle round. You can see. And yeah, as you can see, I'm not working with a ton of space. And the rustling you can hear is bags, because I've just done some cleaning up in here. But yeah, right, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you later.